Hey, it's Nikki. Welcome back to Ranting with Ricardo. We are here for another recap review because it's my channel and I can do what I want over here. Yes, I can. Now, little housekeeping before we get into everything. Little life update. Everything with my mental health is, it's like middle ground right now. It's not like I'm not at like a low, so I know I haven't like slipped right into depression. It's just like middle. It's like I'm not really happy, but I'm not really sad or melancholy. So it's like I'm okay with being at a middle ground because it's just like if I get any lower, it won't be good for me. So there's that. Renovations is still happening on the bathroom, and he got one more time to get loud with my auntie, and me and my bat will meet him at the bathroom door. Like no games, cause he yelled at her today. I went into my bed, got my bat, and I'm like, who yelling at? But the renovations are still happening. He's taking his sweet time, and he always finding something wrong with the bathroom. But it's just like you're not gonna get paid more than what she already told you was gonna get paid. I don't know why you trying to keep finding stuff that's wrong with it. You're still not going to get paid more, mind you. We have a mirror in the bathroom, and it's like the medicine cabinet also. Like they are like a 2-for-1 combo. And the way he tiled like the shower wall, he tiled over into the space where the medicine cabinet is supposed to be, and it's just like we now waiting to see what he gonna do about it, because it's just like you can't hang it up, because even like the little cabinet that the sink, the base and like the faucet sit in for the sink won't completely fit into that space because he tiled so far over. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. Okay. What else is going on? Oh, 215 subscribers. Thank you. Like I didn't know y'all really fuck with me like that, but you do. And all I can say is we can only go up from here. Y'all know my objective is to be monetized by my birthday in September, and I'm putting everybody on notice now. We in the countdowns to my birthday. Okay, I will put out the date later, but September is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Um, but I thank everybody for, subscribing to me. You didn't have to, but you did. And I'm really grateful for you for, liking my content, sharing it, having your notifications on, commenting. Like, I appreciate all y'all. Y'all telling people about me. I appreciate it all. And I feel like that's it. I think that's it. That was just a few housekeeping things. Oh, other than Sistas, I got like a Love and Marriage Huntsville. My thoughts on the mid-season trailer. Yeah, got that going on, and then widescreen mouth what she had to say about the family vacation Mel just took with the kids, and that whole situation, and then talking about Martell because got some more stuff. It's a mess, okay? It's a whole mess. Gonna talk about that before the Ooh Ladies First panel comes on tonight. But with that being said, hi, welcome to the channel. We're here for another recap review because it's my channel. I can do what I want over here. Now, if you're new to the channel and you like the content over here, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new to the channel and you don't like the content over here, you can still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people, because you may not like me, but guess what, boo? Somebody out there does. Somebody wants to see my face. Yes, they do. If you want to get in touch with me because you want to do business, you want to, follow me on social media, you want to buy my Elder Be Damn merch, you want to buy my lip gloss, you want to. What comes after that? I feel like there's like. No, there's lip gloss. Oh, you want to bless your girl with a little something because a bitch got bills, and she does. And it's hard out here for a freelance photographer and graphic designer. These people really don't want to be paying me like what I'm worth. It's just like, come on now. You could pay me, like I'm not even charging that much, especially because it's like, I start making obituaries and everything, and I give them a cheaper price and send you over to somebody who's not going to charge you out the ass to, print everything up. Like I design them, make them look real nice, got you a whole cute, like 4 or 5 pages of photos. write a nice obituary, even though I don't know the people like that. Write the nice obituary for them. And when I say obituary, I don't mean, yeah, obituary, because I do like the whole program and everything. I write the whole thing out, make it look good, make probably add some stuff in there to make the people feel like they really gonna miss these folks. And like, if you didn't know them, like you knew them. I do it all. And I don't even charge that much. I charge $125. That is less than what these people really gonna be charging you to do all of this. And I do that, and somebody told me it costs too much. We're gonna have somebody else do it. And my mama went to the services and was like, it was a mess. And I was like, she was like, misspelled words and everything. How y'all misspelled the person who passed away's name, I will never know, especially seeing as you were the grandchild of that person, and y'all family didn't want to hire me to do it correctly, and they had you do it. But I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. Now that we've gotten all of that out the way, we're here for a recap review of Sistas. And I got to make this quick because I got another video. Well, I have another live to do, and I only got like maybe a good 3 hours left of my 20 hours this week. Not this week, this month. So let's get into it. Child, Aaron and Karen, they hunching, okay? Last episode, we saw her hop on top of him and was kissing all over that man. And she put her hands on his bald head and turned it to the side. Yeah, they hunching. Mind you, the girls said they was going to come over and see her and talk to her about her going to the doctor with Aaron, even though Andy planned it off like she didn't just come to the office and tell you that. I'm confused on the continuity in this whole situation, but I'm going to leave it alone. So they getting it in on the couch. They having Mr. Nasty time. The girls walk in. Karen, tell them to get out. And I mean, he was stroking it. He was mid-stroke. And they walked in. So she go out there. She like, you stay here. You keep it hot and ready for me like you a Little Caesar's Pizza. I'm going to go talk to them and send them away. And then I'm going to come back in because I'm all hot and ready to go. Shout, they asked her about the appointment. She think Pam told them, but Pam told them, she was gone for the day. They came up with the fact that, she went to the doctor's. And once again, I'm like, she already told Andy this. What is going on? And then she telling him to go home, because you're ruining my good time. Go home because I got a hot and ready man on my couch, and I'm hot and ready to go again. And, they decided to go home, but they said they come into the salon tomorrow. Now, Karen, she go back into the apartment, Aaron didn't put on his clothes. She want the dick, but, he didn't put on his clothes. And she like, what's going on? Like, we was really into it. And he basically tell her that, this is kind of confusing. I want you to like me for me. And I'll like, cause I'm slanging that thing to you. And I want you to have your feelings in order when it comes to me. I don't want you to be all confused and ish. So basically, he about to go home because it's just like, you're not about to hurt my feelings and you don't know what you want. And Karen is basically not getting the dick, and Aaron goes home. Not even basically, she's not, and he went home. Okay. Now Robin come over to Andy's, and she got her best lingerie on. KJ looks beautiful. Okay, KJ looks amazing. Andy, a pain in the ass. KJ, amazing. And, they get to talking about everything. And Andy is like, because she thanked him for getting Fatima out. And he was like, no problem. She was like, no, because, I like feeling like I owe you. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? Like, you like feeling like you owe him. Is that some type of sex thing? Because if it is, I don't kink shame. Go ahead, Miss Andy. Go ahead, Miss Girl. I don't kink shame around here. But what do you mean you like feeling like you owe him? Is that how you felt with Gary? And that's why that crazy shit continued the way it was, even after he almost hugged you to death and we thought, he cracked a couple of your ribs? I don't think that's healthy to feel like you owe somebody something and then you put the pussy on him. Like, I don't like that situation. I don't, because you shouldn't feel like you owe anybody. And then, but then again, it might be a kink of hers, and I don't kink shame. So whatever gets you going and gets you in the mood, you go ahead, Miss Girl. And Robin is like, That must be guilt. And Andy's talking about, what you mean guilt? And he was like, guilt when it comes to your boy Gary. She's like, my boy Gary, I don't know that man. I'm not with that man. It's me and you. I'm right here in my best lingerie. Don't you see all this? Don't you see this bottle of champagne? Don't you see that, don't you see me? I got the little half stockings and a garter belt on and everything. Don't you want all this? And they start going back and forth. And he's just like, you're a woman. She was like, what is that supposed to mean? And he was like, y'all act like women can't be sexual, can't do the same thing men do. And I was like, you damn Skippy, we could do the same thing men do. And Andy girl, get over it. He like you, you like him. He got some swag about him. He's giving me very much Rio from Good Girls. He got the hair, the beard, the voice, just a little bit taller, and face just a little bit slender. And I was just like, they could be brothers. We don't know. He's giving you everything. Andy, let it go, girl. If he into your kinks, I'm here for it. Basically, Andy told him, me and crazy ass Gary, he like the hug bitches almost to death, could contemplate unaliving for the both of them. We're over. They finished their little conversation. She poured him some champagne. I know it's champagne, but I'm calling it champagne. She poured him some champagne into a little champagne flute. He drinks some. Then she take the flute. She drinks some out of his glass. I was like, ill, COVID. Hello, that's a thing. But then I was like, well, COVID's not a thing in y'all world. And if y'all gonna be swapping juices on the couch and everything, who am I to judge? Hello. And then they start kissing. It was a nasty old kiss. It was real nasty. I was like, ew. I don't kink shame, but tongue and everything. It looked like it was wet. Ugh. But it was real sexy. It was giving me that episode of P Valley that y'all was all mad at, when y'all were mad at Mercedes and Farrah, aka Sadie's and Coach's wife, getting it in earlier, but y'all was mad that Lil Murder and Big T got it in later. Yeah, it was giving me that. It was like, it was just sexy. Okay. Child, why is crazy ass Gary across the street in his office with a telescope looking into the penthouse? Why is he doing that? Tell me why this man is so crazy. Because he is. That's what he's doing. So he in his office, and somebody said they could have sworn that his office wasn't across the street from the penthouse, but that his gym was across the street from the penthouse. And my thing is the gym and his office in the same building? It's the question you got to ask yourself. But he in his office with the telescope. Jake comes in and he was like, I thought I sent everybody home. And Jake was like, I didn't think nobody was going to be here later. Jake working. But Jake is he's a double agent. He know what the fuck is going on when it comes to Gary and Hayden. He maybe doesn't know that Gary and Hayden are working together to basically bring down Andy and Robin and then Fatima and Zach, but he knows something going on because he called Zach to let him know what was happening. And I believe that Gary and Hayden have something to do with the baby mama with the baby that we don't even have a DNA test yet, coming out of the woodwork, coming at Zach for some back child support. Anyway, Gary is scrambling. He yelling at Jake to go home, go home, go home. He trying to send him home. And then he stops. He was like, have you ever done something stupid for a woman? And Jake was like, what? And he was like, tell me. So Jake go and pour him some drinks. Gary upset. He talk about, I bought her a penthouse and now she getting it in with some dude. And he just all so upset. And it was just like, yo, crazy ass is the one who bought her the penthouse. You could have left that lady alone a long time ago. You could have left her alone, but you didn't. You decided to take all her furniture out of her house, put it in a storage unit, or sold it, did whatever you did, sold her apartment from right up under her, bought her the penthouse, bought her a Bentley, I think it was a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, and a whole bunch of diamonds and shoes and clothes and jewelry worth possibly $500,000. This all your fault. She didn't ask for none of this. And bitch, it's hers. It's in her name, so you can't take it back. Anyway, he ended up leaving. Jake go over like a true nosy ass person. And you know me, I'm nosy too. I would have looked in the telescope. He looks in the telescope and he sees Robin giving Andy back shots. And he was like, he giving her back shots? That's not right. And I was like, well, Gary set himself up for this bullshit. Maurice gets home and he looking for he see Q not on the couch and he was like, he better not be in this room with Calvin. Calvin not in his room. Maurice go in his room. He ah ah because Q on his bed, Calvin is face down in Q's lap, and he think they got it in, but that's not the case. Basically, last episode, even though the energy was giving real sexual tension, that's not the case. Q told Calvin to take his drunken ass in his room. Calvin missed his room completely and went into Maurice's. Got sick over Q and in multiple trash cans. And then basically the scene we see when Maurice gets into the room is how they ended up after he got sick. Calvin, incoherent, white girl wasted, in that man's lap. Just sick. Child. Q had to basically almost pick that man up to take him back to his room because that's how white girl wasted he was. It's just like, girl, don't you ever get that drunk again. That's just a no. We think you got alcohol poisoning at that point. So boom, the girls get to the salon way before Karen does. They waiting outside. Karen get there and she being a real grunch. Okay, being a grunch. And she tells them, like, Andy don't already know that she's barely 4 weeks pregnant, which means the baby isn't Zach's or Aaron's. It could be either one. And because she was hunching them at the same time frame. And it's just like, we all know that baby ain't Zach's because it's just like, Zach didn't finish. I remember that. He didn't finish in the closet. But go off, Miss Girl. Danny bluntly tells her, be happy because if the baby isn't Zach, she could finally cut ties and move the hell on because Zach has moved on with Fatima. We keep having to stress this to Karen's crazy ass. And it's just like, you don't want him. You just don't want her to have him. And it's not like Fatima was sleeping with the man and stole him from you and did some crazy jacked up stuff to you. That's not the case. You put that man out. You dumped him. You cut ties with him. He finally got his life in order with the help of Fatima. They fell in love. And he won't be with that lady. He got his life in order. He got his money up. He went and bought them a house. He is really trying to make it work with Fatima. He loved that lady, okay? Love her so much that he took pictures of her while she was sleeping and then put it all over the bathroom mirror at her place. He loved that lady. He went and whooped Hayden's ass in the office knowing he could go back to jail for her. He didn't do nothing like that for you, Karen. So like Danny said, be happy that the baby could possibly not be Zach's, even though I say it's not Zach's. Be happy so you can finally move the fuck on. Karen says she's not happy with Aaron. She really likes him, but she's not she's not in love with him, and it's all confusing. And the reason why she, did the dude was hunching that man, having Mr. Nasty time with him, is because she basically wanted a nut. And it's just like, just say that and move the hell on. But she keeps saying she want to be with Zach, and I don't know how many times I have to express to her crazy ass that he don't want her. He moved on. He want Fatima. He wants to marry Fatima. He wants to have children with Fatima. He got him and Fatima a place, like a full out, ain't no rent, no nothing, mortgage paid for. He got them a place to live, built it up and decorated it nice for Fatima. Changed for not only himself, but for Fatima because he wanted to feel worthy of her. Went to Fatima's job and whooped somebody's ass for Fatima being put in jail. Do you hear the common denominator in this situation, Karen? Fatima, Fatima, Fatima. She is the stallion. She is it. She is the one he wants. He don't want you no more. You forget you had that man locked up for stealing your credit cards and he didn't even steal your credit cards? How many times we get to tell you, ho? He don't want you? Damn. And Karen is like, like she giving that little kick puppy, sad dog energy. And then he tells, Karen to take her time with everything. She doesn't have to have everything figured out. I don't know why people feel like you have to have everything figured out right there in that moment, but that's not the case. Take your time. And when you take time for yourself, especially because you have 9 months to figure all this bullshit out, the stuff that you need to figure out will eventually come to you in pieces that will fit into a little puzzle. And then as she's getting ready to leave, because she got to go to work. Okay, this is at like early in the morning, 8 a.m. She tells them about Sabrina's prince, and Sabrina was like, "I told you not to tell." And she said, "No, you told me not to tell last night. You didn't say don't tell at all. You just said last night." And I was like, "Well, you did say don't tell last night. You got to specify these things, Sabrina." And I'm just gonna ask one more fucking time, because I had to add the cuss word in there. Who is styling her? Why is she in these first lady church outfits? It was a mess, honey. Like, the orange looked good on her skin, but I didn't like the coat. I didn't like the outfit altogether. I didn't like it. It looked tacky. It looked like a first lady. Like, this her first time, young girl being a first lady at a church. So they leave. Pam brings Karen, some food, and Karen is being her normal bitchy self. Like, what is this? What are you giving me? And it's just like, be happy somebody want to help your grouchy ass. And she brought her some food. Pam was like, I'm not nobody's mama. I look way too good to be somebody's mama. Now, I could be a godmama. I can do that. But I brought you some food because, you eating for two and you need to eat all that. And, you don't eat breakfast and now you need to start because you growing a child. Boom. So, shout out to Pam for being a good person. Child, Hayden mad at Andy because Andy got Fatima out of jail, and he's like, you don't have to pull to get her out, and it won't work with us. It won't work for Zach. So it's like, now I know you had something to do with that raggedy ass bitch popping up talking about that's his baby. Where's the DNA test? I want to know. Robin comes in and touches his arm, and he got that high pitched voice like, hey, asking him, what you doing later and everything. Hayden couldn't leave fast enough. Robin tells Andy that he told Hayden that he was gay and that he enjoyed last night, and he could only get Fatima and Andy in to see Zach, but he couldn't get him out of shit. He couldn't get him out of jail or out on bail. And he's like, Hayden doesn't realize. And we all said that Hayden didn't realize that Robin is now the boss. And Robin is like, I'm about to ruin his day. You want to come watch me ruin his day? And he's like, I'm going to watch you ruin his day. So the partners announced that they're retiring and they sold the company. And then they introduced Robin as the boss. Hayden looks shook. And then after everybody leaves and disperses, Robin tells Hayden, we need to talk about what you told me. Because mind you, they have a no fraternization rule in the company. Which is why Andy don't want nobody to know that they, fucking around. But Hayden let it be known to the boss that that's what him and Fatima did while they were here at work. Also, he on his bullshit. And, he eventually going to get fired because he's got to be the dumbest lawyer in the state of Georgia. In the city of Atlanta. Dumbass lawyer. Now, Robin tells Andy that this is just the beginning for Hayden. This is just the beginning for what he has in store for him. And then he invites Andy to come to New York with him. And I was like, Andy, go to New York. Andy, please go to New York with this man. But she can't because she got to work. Andy calls Fatima and tells her, Robin couldn't get him out, but he did get us visitation. So come on. Fatima couldn't run out the door fast enough. Hayden calls Gary and tells him that Robin bought the company. And, Gary upset because he saw them getting it in last night, and then tells him that Hayden is gay. And, Gary is like, you're lying. He's lying. And, Hayden is like, well, he wanted me. Don't nobody want you, you old raggedy ass bitch. Should have stuck to the status quo, making creme brulee. Where the hell is Sharpay when you need her? Come get your man, because I'm sick of him, his hairline, and his beat up ass face in my face. Okay? Sick of him. Sick of him. Anyway. Fatima and Andy get down to the room with Zach, and Zach is like, I really love you. I'm willing to risk it all for you. And then Andy has to tell them, y'all got the, well, she from the streets. And they was like, what streets? Name a street. She was like, all the streets. I was like, Andy, why you sitting up here lying? You ain't from no damn streets. You ain't hood. You ain't street like that. You don't know the street code. Let it go, Miss Squirrel. Be that good ass lawyer and, get in good with Rob and get in where you fit in. But you don't fit with the streets, okay? But she tells them, y'all got to pick and choose y'all battles, because at the end of the day, even if y'all both do get out of, get away from criminal charges, Hayden is a raggedy ass hoe who gonna sue you. And he just typed to try to take you for everything you got. But I figure they need to come up with something quick, fast, and in a hurry to get him to not do that. Or his ass need to come up missing. I'm for, missing. Okay, I'm for that one. The DA comes in and tells Zach that, you're back on probation because, that back child support and all that. And the fact that, you assaulted someone. But he can't get back on probation without acknowledging that and signing something. And it also hasn't been proven that child is, if the child is his or not. So y'all can't put him back on probation. That's not an option. And then they tell him that, we're going for a minimum of 10 to 15 years. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen, because once again, y'all didn't have him sign the paperwork to acknowledge that he was back on probation. That's not how this works. So, Gary, Hayden, the DA, the raggedy ass judge, and anybody else working with Gary and Hayden, y'all on that bullshit. And sooner rather than later, people are going to figure out what y'all are doing. And I feel like a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. I feel like a lot of people will lose their licenses to practice. And I feel like a lot of people will get raided by the SCC, the board, and anybody else who can, work out why the hell y'all working together to bring down not even 4 people for what? Because y'all got rejected, because people don't want to be with y'all, because y'all can't take no for a fucking answer. At some point, people get tired of y'all stalking them and acting crazy and pulling crazy ass antics and doing stuff to them when they snap, and gotta whoop that ass one too many times for y'all to get it through y'all heads. But see, people like Gary and people like Hayden, they not gonna stop until they get put down. Okay, is the truth. They're not gonna stop. It's gonna take for them to get put in the ground permanently for them to stop. Just being honest, just being real. And with that being said, that was it for this recap review. Can't wait for the next episode. And if you're new to the channel and you like the content over here, or you're not new to the channel and you don't like the content over here, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. And turn your post notifications on as well. If you would like to follow me on social media, you want to do business with me, so you need to contact me, you want to buy my Elder Be Damn merch, you want to buy my lip gloss, or you want to bless your girl well a little something because a bitch got bills, you can find all of that in the description box below and scrolling across the ticker on the screen. And with that being said, I'll see y'all later for the next one. Bye!